Hey, what's up? Ken from Palm Beach Dyno here. I'm sitting in our 2020 GT500 development vehicle, and I wanted to go over where we're at with this car and tell you what we're doing next. So up until this point, it's made 856 real horsepower on E85. The modifications include JLT intake, lethal track exhaust, lethal resonator delete, Division X fuel rails, ID 1300X injectors, and an SPE thermostat. That was done without changing the supercharger pulley or crank pulley. Let's go ahead and watch that dyno pull right now. As you can see, the car sounds great, makes awesome power, pulls all the way to 8,500, which is as far as I'm spinning these right now, although I do think they could make more power up top. We're not sure about durability with RPM, and we're already 1,000 RPM over the factory rev limiter, so we're gonna keep it there for now. So what's next? Well, after seeing how good it did up to this point on so many such little mods, I wanted to maximize the combination without the pulley change. So next up is a set of 2-inch primary headers from Kooks. We went with Kooks because of fitment on past Coyotes, and we like Kooks anyway, so let's go ahead and give those a shot. I think really most likely all 2-inch primary headers should perform similarly if you prefer a different brand, but we choose Kooks here most of the time at Palm Beach Dyno. So what's the plan with the car moving forward? Well, we're going to do the header change right now. We're going to take the car over to Rarefab, and they're going to put these on for us, and we're going to put it back on the dyno, do a pull with no other changes, and see what we make. And then if there's any fine tuning to be done, we're going to maximize the combo to this point. The goal is to break 900 real horsepower without changing the supercharger pulley. Now, I don't think that's going to happen with these headers, but it's going to get us close. And then from there, we're going to pull the supercharger, get it ported, throw a throttle body on, and I really think we can hit that 900 number. But anyway, let's see what the headers do, and we'll go from there. Alright, Rarefab got the headers all installed. We're going to go ahead and do a cold start for you real quick and do a couple revs. All right, 871 and 643 torque. That's a pretty awesome improvement. This is the baseline, and then this is what we just got with no tuning changes at all. In this case, though, it does require some tuning changes. The GT500 is a speed density application, and that's gonna, the headers are gonna change the efficiency of the motor, and that's showing up in the fueling on this, but still a great gain. So what we're gonna do now is look at the data log, make some changes, and see where we can pick up some more power. All right, that one was 873 horsepower, 650 on the torque. Up top, it dipped down a little bit. I see some stuff in the data log that caused that, but right here through the middle, and you can see we picked up 7 foot-pounds of torque. There's a nice little gain in horsepower through here, and the torque, of course. Let's see how much. It's up 12 horsepower right in that one little spot. So we're going to go ahead and look at the log, make a few more changes, and see how much more power we can pick up. Alright, that one showed 880 on the horsepower and 651 torque, but it didn't really make 880, but we'll get to that in just a second. Down low, though, we did pick up a nice little gain over the baseline where we didn't have the gains before. Right through here, we're looking at between 15 and 19 horsepower. Now, we're showing 880 here, but let's look a little closer. I pulled up a little bit early on that dyno pull, and sometimes that'll get you a little blip at the top. If we zoom in on here, see that, like right there, that's 880, but right here it made 875, and that's probably, you know, the dyno not reading properly. So we'll go ahead and do another pull. Actually, what we're going to do is the tune looks good, so we're going to go ahead and let it cool down and do one more power pull and see what kind of power we can make. I suspect we're not going to back up that 880. That's just, you know, if I wanted to be an internet hero, I'd post that one, but we're going to go ahead and see what it really makes. Alright, there you go, 875 horsepower, 653 torque. That's our best torque. The 875 is really our best horsepower. Let's look at that one little blip at the top before and show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, the other graphs all follow the same trend, and that's really just where I let up. Okay, here are the two graphs, the before numbers and what we just wound up with. We're looking at roughly 19 horsepower and 13 on the torque. But the nice thing is it's really everywhere. But it really starts to gain steam up top. Don't forget, this is with stock supercharger pulley, stock crank pulley. It makes more than stock boost because of the JLT, of course. We're up about 1.5 pounds or so. But otherwise, this is, you know, for these modifications, this is as low as it's going to get. Right now, we're at 875.99, so just short of 25, short of 900. I would say 900 is definitely within the cards. What's up next for this car is we're going to do the throttle body and ported supercharger. We're going to try and maximize this combo out without changing the pulley ratio, which means no supercharger pulley change and no crank pulley change. Once we maximize it with the throttle body and supercharger porting, then we'll start adding boost to it. So that's what's we're going to take this supercharger off tomorrow, ship it out, and we'll talk about who we're using and why, and go over the results in the next video on this car. So please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.